Hey guys, it's Maymay and welcome to the Saturday before Easter, and I wanted to show you a last minute make a fuss card. I got to thinking, what if you had a last minute card you needed to make? Maybe somebody's invited you to lunch tomorrow and you want to make a card, and you had a few minutes and you wanted to make one that kind of took a fuss. Not one that you can make in like 37 seconds. This one's going to take a minute. Look at this adorable closed eye bunny. I cannot wait to show you how I did this. And also, to make it even better, this guy is an easel card. So if I hold him up like this, you can see that he sits up, the little sweet bunny, just like that. The cool thing is, yes, you could make a unicorn. You saw it already. Let's get started. So the first thing I did, this is a die from my Brutus Monroe Stitch die set. This is the biggest. It's 4 3/4. Okay. So I cut a circle out of this die. And I thought since I had one left over, I'd do it this way. I cut a circle, so I cut the whole piece. I'm only showing you half now because the other half is this little bunny face right here. So you can see I cut the whole circle. So we're going to use the other half for this card that I'm going to make you to show you how to do it. So when you cut that circle out, you can get 2 from it. All right, this is the bunny face. Then I'm going to need some ears. These are ovals that I have already cut in my stash, and I did this from my scan and cut earlier in the month because I was making bunnies like crazy, but I'll tell you what size these ovals are. This oval is 3 1/2, and this guy is 2 1/2. So they're going to nest on each other like this. All right, so let's do that real quick. I'm going to start by gluing my little bunny ears together. Now, you may have a die that is oval to make these little guys with, to make the ear part with. My die of ovals is too big for this. They're not bunny shaped. I really need them to be kind of elongated. So that's why I cut them from my scan and cut. You could also cut these from your Cricut, or you could just print off some ovals from the internet, trace them onto some cardstock, and just get yourself some ovals. And remember, I'm making a card that is a make a fuss card. So this is not one I would like mass produce, but it's super cool. Now here's the fun part. For the eyelashes, I'm using this grass right here from the Mandy's Tulip set. That grass is so adorable, and watch what it will do. So I'm going to zoom you in for this. This is what is going to make it where you can make unicorns, bunnies, horses, anything that has eyelashes where you want their eyes to look closed. Here's how you do it. The grass from the set upside down. On one side of the face, we're going to do one stamp at a slight angle this way and lift up. So that's half of the eye. Then I'm going to come to the other side at a slight angle and finish out the eyelashes. How cute is that, right? We had no idea this would happen with this grass when we did it. We found it by accident. But since I've been doing it, I have seen these little bunnies and unicorns all over Instagram, and I'm like, we can totally make this from our stash of stuff we already have. So I used Vintage Photo to stamp that. I thought it was cute to kind of have that kind of soft look. And then I'm going to glue my ears to the back of this bunny. So I'm putting this on an A2 size card base. So I'm going to go ahead and score this and fold it before I attach my ears to the bunny head, and I will show you why. I also need to score this in one more place. I forgot. I want to make this an easel card. So I'm going to open this back up. And right here on the front section of the card, this will be the inside section. This is the front. We're going to need to score it again. We're going to score it in half. So 5 1/2 is our score. So half is going to be 2 3/4. So I'm going to score that at 2 3/4, and that is going to be the part that folds so that my bunny can pop up. I'm not going to fold it right now because I really don't need to. We'll fold it in a few minutes. So with this score, this is that middle score line on my front card base. This is the middle of my card here. What I want to do with this bunny is I want to glue it to the bottom of the card. Some is going to hang over either side. We're going to trim that in a second. And I want to make sure that my ears are in the card enough for me to be able to put this in an envelope. Does that make sense? I don't want my ears hanging out like this, although that's super cute. If you're going to hand this to someone, you could totally do that. But I want to put it in an envelope, so I want to make sure where I glue my ears is the right spot. So I'm just going to lay them there, okay? Lift this up and put some glue down. A little bit here, a little bit here, and then I'm going to put my little bunny head back, and I know that they're where they need to go. So now that I've got those glued down, I'm going to put some foam squares back here, some foam tape back here. So we bring in Scotty, and I have to say it, Foam me up, Scotty. That's what this is going to do. We're going to put some foam onto the back of this guy. I told the girls at work, I was like, oh my gosh, when I say Scotty, it makes me want to say foam me up, Scotty. And they were like, we know you're going to say that in a video. They were right. I did. All right, so there's one piece. I'm going to put some more here. You don't have to do this way. You can cut it off ahead of time, but I like to kind of know how much I need. So that's why I do it like that. And I'm only going to put the foam on the part that's going to go underneath that middle score line. So I want to make sure that I keep it down here, not up here, because I need my ears to be loose and be free so they can lift up with the easel. So there we go. I'm going to make sure my ears are in. I'm going to flip these over and peel off the foam backer for his little body, or for his little head. And this is going to go down here. I'm lining up with the bottom of the card, making sure that my ears are where they need to be. And then any that hangs over the edge, I'm going to trim away. So this section here, and if you center this better than I did, you'll have a little bit on both sides. Mine, I didn't do that. I'm not worried about it. This bunny's just peeking into this card. It's perfectly fine. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close this down just because it's kind of in my way. Now I want to decorate the top of this bunny with the flowers and put his nose on. Let me show you what I did for his nose. So this little pink heart is a punch that I have. I just punched out the little heart. I'm going to put some glue on the two little round portions of the heart just at the top, one here and one here. And then I'm going to glue this down to where the nose would be and let it hang off the edge of the card for a second. And then I'm going to trim that away. Just want to get the nose where I want it. We're only going to have the top portion. We're not going to see the whole little heart section because I'm going to flip this over and cut that away. Let me open that so I can get to it. And just snip that off at the bottom of our little bunny face. And now that's what you get. Look how cute that is with the little bunny nose. And now the flowers, the fun part. Now I'm using papers from the Hello Easter little 6x6. I think this is perfect for this. So these are the 3 punches I'm going to use. They're from my stash to make my flowers with. You can use anything you have in your stash as far as punches are concerned. What I'm going to do is using this paper that is two-sided. That's one thing I love about it. I'm going to punch out several of these guys. And because it's two-sided paper, I can flip them over and get really twice the flowers out of what I'm punching because I can use both sides of the paper. On this one, I need to use my leaf. So punch out some of these guys. So there's 4 of the leaves. On this one, I need to do my branch punch. Bring this guy over and punch these guys out. There's 4 of those. And then this one, I used my hydrangea again. Just use what you've got. You might have some pre-made flowers you want to use, maybe some from Prima or something like that. You might have a bunch in your Cricut. You know, you could use any of the free files to cut out some little flower shapes. You never know where you might be able to find these little guys. All right, so put these over here so I can have them all separated like that, and we are ready to start laying them out. Now I want to show you what I did to start. This is kind of the hardest part for folks that aren't comfortable doing like the freehand, the flower freehand kind of thing. The first thing I did was I took some of the flowers with nothing on them, just a couple of the flat flowers, put a little glue on the back of them, and just placed them on the bunny head. Just a couple to give me kind of a background. So there's that one. That's a pink one. Let's use a green one. Just kind of place them around here and there. And then I can flip one over and get another color. Let's see which one I want. This one's got little flowers on it, so I'll put a little glue on the back of it and put it to this side. I just want to have some that are in the background, okay? Then I'm going to take my embossing tool and some of the bigger flowers, and I'm going to press in the middle and kind of give them a little bit of dimension. Pressing in the middle makes the petals kind of curl up, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. So there's those little guys. Then I'm going to take some of the smaller ones and do the same thing. And I'm going to glue them inside the bigger ones. So this is where I'm getting some layering happening. You could use your tweezers here if you needed to. You could use your quick stick. I found that I could do this pretty easy with my hand. So this is just how I'm doing it. Press that in the middle. Put a little glue in the middle of that dude. A little more than that. Not much more. You don't need much. And then stick that little guy into place, like so. One more. All right, now these dimensional guys, I'm going to add around the ones I just glued down. So one here. And these have a little more dimension to them. Make sure you don't line the flowers up exactly. I turned that one so it wouldn't be a perfect line up of the flower. Then this one, somewhere here. I'm not trying to get a straight line around the bunny head. We're going to add some other things that'll fill in here and there. That one's pretty close, but we're going to go with it. Then I am going to use my quick stick for this part. I'm going to come in with just some of the little flowers, the flat flowers, put a little glue down, pick up a flower and slide it in there, just for some more petals here and there. Let's do one here. This one's kind of yellowy, that one's kind of cute. Just kind of sliding those in around. It looks kind of messy and jumbly right now, but don't worry, it's going to be adorable in just a few seconds. These little guys, this pop of green really makes a big difference. So I'm going to take this little branch, put some glue on the back, and then I'm going to slide this in wherever I want it to go. That's a cute spot. Let's do another one. This is a good spot. I'm going to slide you in right here. And I'm just tucking that one under. Again, I'm making sure I'm not overlapping so I can put it into an envelope. But if you're not worried about putting it in an envelope, just do it any old way you want to do it. Then, as crazy as it may sound, I'm using these brown ones. I think it needed a little color that wasn't pink or green. So I'm going to come in with the brown, the little branches, and add a little bit more in there. Doing the same thing, just finding a spot to tuck them and stick them so that they don't overlap off the edge of the piece. I also tore some of the bottom off to make it a little shorter and use that so it wouldn't overlap the eyes. I'm going to lift this little petal up and stick that one under there, like so. It's really coming together, and the last thing we do really makes it come together. So that's super cute as it is, but the next thing I'm going to do really makes it pop. This is some bling, and I'm going to use these little tiny, little blingy, sequiny, kind of rhinestoney things in the middle of every flower. This really makes it come to life. When I bring this up to the camera so you can see it, you'll see that. But putting these inside the middle of all the little flowers just perks it right up. I'm even going to put them in the ones that are in the background because I think it's cute. Now I'm just going to pick these petals up now that they've dried a little bit, just so I can get a little dimension going there. Now I'm just going to fold this middle fold that I never did fold. I didn't fold it because I wanted my bunny to lay flat while I was putting all the little bling and the flowers on. So I'm folding that now. And this is going to need to be held up by something, and I'll show you what I'm going to use. So I have this big old punch in my stash. I do not know where it came from. I've had it for a long time. It is a paper shaper's punch, but it looks similar to those flowers that I just used. And I went ahead and punched one out of that same paper pack, and I did it on a plaid. And so I'm going to use it to help hold this little guy up into place. And I've also cut for myself a strip that I'm going to stamp on. The stamp I'm going to use comes from the tulip set, and it actually says Happy Spring and Everything. That way, if you're making this card this weekend and you want them to be able to use it more than just for Easter Sunday, if you put Happy Spring, they can sit it around for any length of time they want. And I'm going to stamp this one on this side. The first one I stamped it to the other side, but I think I like it better over here. So I'm going to make the change, and I'll show you and let you decide which one you like better. So there's Happy Spring and Everything. And now I'm going to ribbon tail this in by just cutting a little slot. And then from one corner to the middle and the other corner to the middle. There we go. So there's our little ribbon tail. This has to be popped up on dimension, or either your flower does. And in mine, I actually pop the flower up. So this is my plan for this one. I want to put this guy here. Let me show you why I'm doing it this way too. I was going to put it right at the bunny to hold it, but it kind of looks weird. It kind of looks like the bunny's smelling the words, and I thought that was weird. So I thought if I did it this way, I could add the flower to the end like I did on the other one, and you can still see the little ribbon banner, and I'm popping this flower up. So I'm going to glue this banner down. I know that seems weird, but when I was going to find something to put underneath the bunny to hold him up, I thought, oh, it looks like he's just trying to sniff that thing, and it just didn't work. So this kind of made more sense. So I'm going to glue this directly to the page, just like that. That's not what's going to hold it up. The flower is. So I'm just going to use a couple pieces of foam. I'm going to put one here. And I want to make sure that whatever petal is going to hold the piece in place, it has a piece of foam on it. So I'm going to put it to one petal. Other than that, it'll be fine. I just want to make sure that one petal is nice and sturdy. So I'm going to peel the backer off of that. And now this can get stuck down here. And that's the petal that's going to hold my bunny up. So that works perfectly there. And I did one more thing. I added a little more bling to the inside, which I normally wouldn't do, but I felt like this little flower was screaming for one of these big pieces of bling in the middle. I just thought it really brought out the bling on the front of the bunny. So there is that little bunny card. I love it so much. Let me show you the other one so you can see the difference in the two. This one, I did the flower a little, I did the ribbon a little different. See how I cut it from this side and you really don't see it under that flower? I thought it was cuter to have the ribbon where it would kind of show. Just wanted to show you those two different ways of doing that. They're pretty much the same. Of course, my flowers are different on each one. That's going to happen. And I also did some glitter on this guy. Can you see on those ears? And on his little nose, I did a little glitter with the Nuvo pen. I thought that was really pretty, but I thought I would do an option and let you see that as well. So there you go, guys. Little bunny easel card. Oh, little bunny easel. That's cute, like little bunny foo-foo. Anyway, little bunny easel cards. And great for last minute. You've got an hour or two to sit down and make a card for somebody before Easter. This is the perfect one, and it works for spring as well. You're probably going to ask me, but Maymay, where do I put the sentiment for this card? You put the sentiment on the back, so you can just put it on a piece of paper on the back, or you can write directly on the back of the card. There you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. This one was super fun to do. And remember what I told you? Of course, this could be a unicorn because all you would do is lower the ears and add a horn and you can make a unicorn. If you do that or you make these, I want to see them. You can show us on our customer gallery at our website under maymaymadeit.com or at our Facebook group called Maymay Made It, and so did I. I would love to see somebody do a unicorn like this. It's totally doable and totally easy, and I'll probably end up making one too because I think I need to show you guys because I think it's fun. Look at your stamp sets and look for them to do different things. That was just grass, and now it's a sleepy little bunny. Thanks so much for watching. Happy Easter, guys. Talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.